YouTube, how's it going? It's your guy Nutsy Poo back with another video today, and today's a big one in the Pittsburgh Pirates rebuild franchise because it is the first year player draft in our first year of the rebuild, 2021. Now this is huge because the Pittsburgh Pirates actually have the #1 overall draft pick this year, so honestly this draft could completely make or break this whole rebuild for the franchise. This has the opportunity to really add a lot of talent to the Pirates' kind of already stacked prospect pool. We already have a couple of rules in place I did want to let you guys know of. Whoever we end up picking #1 overall is going to end up being turned into Kumar Rocker or Jack Leiter. I think either of them are going to end up being the #1 overall pick for the Pirates in real life, so I want to keep that kind of realistic. Past that, like I said, this is a huge draft for the Pirates. It's important for us to really hit on this draft so we can set the team up long term and make sure that this rebuild can be successful. This episode is also going to be super fun because we're also almost to the halfway point of the MLB season. So I want to go do a roundup, check out some of the league leaders, check out how our team's doing overall, check out those minor league players, see if anyone's ready for a call-up or a send-down, or it might be time to make some moves. You guys know before the trade deadline, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks from the time of this video in-game, so it's time for us to maybe trade off some of those pieces that are overperforming, or we can get some nice prospects back for. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to take a quick deep dive around the league just to see how everyone else's drafts went. We want to see how those prospects stack up, see if we ended up having a good draft compared to the rest of the league, because as you guys know, the MLB draft is so important for teams. Draft time is always my favorite in franchise modes, so I'm actually really excited for this. I love building teams through the MLB draft. Without much further ado, let's jump into it, see that MLB draft. This is a big draft. We have the #1 overall pick. You guys know we're going Kumar Rocker, I think, with the #1 overall pick, or Leiter, I guess. I guess we don't really. All right, chat. MLB draft. The Pirates pick #1 overall. We're going to take the best starting pitcher on the board and then turn him to Kumar Rocker, if possible. Hopefully someone with close to his similar pitch so we don't have to do a whole lot of editing. All right, we'll go Rourke. That's fine. Nice, Wacky. City Fax Gaff. All right, so we have another 80 overall starter here. Do I have anyone else who's an 80 overall? Bro, why do I have 35 starting pitchers that are all guaranteed 80 overalls, but nothing else? Woof. There you go, AJ. Oh, you're good, Grant. No biggie, man. Holy God, this guy throws gas. Rick Jimenez. Okay. About this Roberto Soto. 80 potential. He's a first baseman, 2025 plus. With 70 power? Oh, we're going guaranteed first baseman there, chat. For Auto Scout. This is unfortunate, though, because, I mean, how's this right fielder? Pretty meh, pop. Shortstop. All right, so here's the issue, though, because you end up with a lot of these players who look like they can be decent, but we're going to go, let's see, 92, 91, sinker, slider, 4-seam, sinker, 2 slider. Not a great pitch mix there. Thank you for that follow. Sounds good, Kier. Thanks for coming through, man. Yeah, generally players with good ETA hit pretty regularly. Oh, there's no way this catcher is this good. 80 potential, 65. He's going to be junk. I just wasted a pick. I know I did, but I would take rough. I know none of these people that I'm drafting are actually Oh, this guy has big pop potential. I know my first couple of pitchers will be good. My first couple of picks will be good. Basically, from there on, we're guessing. Go starter here. Sweeping curve. Rebel Moose, thank you for that follow. Welcome in. We're going to go reliever here. 4-seam, 2-seam, sweeping curve, changeup. Lefty. That. All right, let's see how this draft went. So overall, I'm super excited for how the draft ended up turning out. Let's take a look at some of these prospects. So our number 1 overall pick is Dylan O'Rourke. He's a starting pitcher. He has a 4-seam, 12-6, running fastball and changeup. He ended up being a 91 potential, which we'll actually take for the number 1 overall pick. I'm going to end up turning him into Kumar Rocker. I like Kumar Rocker's build. I like how he throws the ball. I think he can be a dominant ace at the MLB level, and I really hope that's who the Pirates end up selecting number 1 overall. So Dylan O'Rourke is going to be turned into Kumar Rocker when he joins our minor leagues next year, going into year 2 of the franchise. Our second pick was Roberto Soto. He's a first baseman. He has 86 potential. He looks like he could end up being very, very good. A nice lefty bat that plays at PNC Park. He has pretty decent hitting attributes already. He's a kind of a subpar fielder, but hopefully that develops. You know, fielding is not the end-all be-all at first base, but he looks like he could be another big piece moving forward. 86 potential for Roberto Soto, 22 years old. Our third pick was a closing pitcher, George Radford. He ended up being an 80 potential, which is actually a decent potential for a closer or reliever role. He has a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, a curveball, and a changeup, 96 and 94 on that 4-seamer and 2-seamer. Pretty decent per nines. He looks like he could develop into a good pitcher, and he's only 18 years old, which is awesome. Our next pick was Rene Fernandez. This was a big pick for us because the Pirates are really, really lacking at catcher prospects. Jacob Stallings is in his 30s. He's not going to be around by the time we have the opportunity to compete again. So someone like Rene Fernandez here, who has a B potential, he's only a 56 overall, but give him 3-4 years and he could end up being a very good catcher at the major league level. Hopefully he keeps progressing, and he actually has pretty decent hitting stats already starting out. Our next pick was Kenneth Franco. He's a right fielder. 85 potential that deep in the draft is huge. He's only a 59 overall, but look at those hitting attributes already as a 59 overall. Not a very good fielder. The arm is kind of suspect, but he is 87 speed, 81 stealing, 82 base running aggressiveness, and then on top of that, already 70 and 59 power. This is a huge lefty bat, and like I said, could really, really work in PNC. He's going to develop into 90s power by the time he's up and ready to play at the major league level. Already 21 years old, but that is okay. Maury Quick was our next pitcher, starting pitcher, 19 years old. He throws lefty, and he's an 82 potential, 4-seam sinker, 2-seam slider. Interesting pitch mix. That B potential is going to be nice, especially at 19 years old, and he is a 59 overall, so it's going to take him a few years as well. And then our final pick is a reliever, 75 potential reliever, though. You'll take that. 4-seam sweeping curve, 2-seam changeup for him. Overall, I'm really, really happy with this draft. I think we took care of a lot of needs, especially at first base and catcher, 2 of the biggest needs in the Pirates prospects, along with outfield depth. You know, you have Travis Swaggerty, O'Neal Cruz is obviously a right fielder in this franchise, but outside of that and Brian Reynolds, we're going to need someone else. I could see Kenneth Franco ending up as a left fielder in Pittsburgh, especially because of that speed. It'll give him a lot of ability to kind of, you know, make a lot of those plays in deep left field in PNC. It kind of has that weird look at it. So overall, I'm really, really happy with the draft. Like I said, let's go check out some of the other big-name draft picks and see how everyone else did there. William Kuo is a closing pitcher for the Diamondbacks, 93 potential on it. That's a good pick, along with Diego Cadena. They need those picks in Arizona. You got Julian Albright for the Colorado Rockies, 94 potential there as well. 89 potential Esteban Rivas, as if the Dodgers need any more good prospects in their pool. The San Diego Padres pulled a big name here in the middle of the draft. Jorge Castillo, 90 potential on like a 3rd or 4th round pitcher is kind of crazy. You love to see that. The Giants get a nice shortstop, Claudio Valdez, 18 overall, but that 92 potential will play moving forward. Mariano Jimenez goes to the O's. He's a 91 potential. 93 potential, Bernardo Julio is a starting pitcher for the Red Sox. Ooh, Cleveland has a really, really terrible draft. That's unfortunate for them because they need a kind of a big grouping of prospects to come through as they start to ship out some of their big-name talent pieces. Ford Pena, starting pitcher, goes to Detroit Tigers. Could fit in with Casey Mize there and kind of make a formidable 1-2 punch for the Tigers moving forward. Domingo Batista goes first baseman, 92 overall for the Kansas City Royals. Could be a big piece for them. They also have 3 other prospects above 85 potential in the draft. That's a great draft. David Morant, starting pitcher for the Angels. The Angels finally trying to get some starting pitcher help through the draft. Maury Grossman goes to Seattle, starting pitcher, 21 overall, 91 potential there, not bad, not bad. 93 potential starting pitcher goes to the Texas Rangers at number 2 overall, I believe. That's a decent pickup for them as well. I do want to say Ronald Lerma here, since he was the number 2 overall pick, we might turn him into Jack Leiter. It would be cool to have, Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker and see who ends up having the better career long term. That might be something we do here in this franchise as well. But here is the most impressive prospect in this draft. You have Gordon Moeller. He's a shortstop, 98 potential. He's only a 47 overall right now, so we're going to have to see how he develops. But 98 potential for the Miami Marlins. That is crazy. The Mets get a very good starting pitcher as well, 92 overall there. 91 overall shortstop for the Phillies. The Washington Nationals get a 97 potential, 63 overall starting pitcher. That's a huge pickup for them, especially with Scherzer starting to, get up there in age. And finally, the Cincinnati Reds get a 93 potential third baseman, Oscar Escobar, and then a couple of good prospects deep in the draft as well. Right field, relieving pitcher, and starting pitcher, 87, 85, 85. That's big for the division. Keith Beck, Milwaukee Brewers, 92 potential, 21 years old, and then back to the Pirates. Like I said, comparable to the rest of the league, we ended up having a very, very good draft. A lot of high-rated prospects there that's really going to increase the prospect pool we have there as well. The next thing we want to do real quick before we check out our own rosters and see if there's any moves that we want to make, we want to check out the league leaders real quick. I'm kind of curious to see how everyone's looking here. In batting average, it's Winker, Garcia, and Acuna. That's interesting that Acuna is batting .340 to start the season. Holy, that is unreal for him. In the American League, you got Altuve, Ramirez, Vlad Guerrero Jr. hitting very, very well. For home runs, you got Yordan Alvarez with 25 in the first half, and we still have 2 weeks till the All-Star game. Luke Voigt with 23 and George Springer with 22. Mike Trout right there at 21 as well. In the National League, you have Cody Bellinger, Freddie Freeman, and Manny Machado, all above 20 home runs in the National League as well. It's apparently the dead ball not affecting virtual baseball as much as it's affecting real-life baseball. And then real quick, we want to check wins in ERA. So in the American League, you got Pineda, Plesac, and Jameson Taillon all above 10 wins. In the NL, you have Aaron Sanchez and Max Scherzer. And then ERA, you have Strasburg at 2.55, Alex Mills at 2.64, and Scherzer at 2.65. The American League, you got Minaya at 2.10. That's crazy. Pineda at 2.13, and Garrett Cole at 2.62. So that's kind of how the league leaders are stacking up to this point. But now the important part, let's go check out my own roster and see how everyone is looking. So our major league starters here, we're actually going to sort by the breakdown of MLB, AAA, AA. Our MLB starters, Tyler Anderson has a 4.86. He's 6-6 on the year. Stephen Brault, 4.41, 2-9 on the year. Mitch Keller, 4.95. Chad Kuhl, 4.05. And JT Brubaker, 4.64. Not great. Not what you're looking there out of your starting rotation at a major league level. In AAA, we have Cahill at 3.69, Sean Poppin at 4.52, Will Crow at 3.73. Will Crow is an interesting one. I could see him getting a call up maybe later this month. He makes sense to come in and maybe take over Cody Ponce's position in the major league rotation. We'll see. And then Eddie Yean here, 3.72. But here's where we get important because these are where all of our big names are. In AA, we have Quinn Priester with a 2.45. You'll love to see that. Roansy Contreras has a 5.44, not like he is in real life. I don't even know if he's given up a run yet, to be honest. Carmen Mlodzinski has a 3.81. That's pretty respectable. 2.93 for Braxton Ashcraft, and then Cody Bolton there with a 3.31. That's pretty respectable. You'll take that for sure. The lower level pitchers are definitely performing. Unfortunately, the major league pitchers are really letting us down here. We want to check our closers real quick. Richard Rodriguez has a 1.85. He's actually looking really, really good up to this point. 22 saves already this season at the halfway point. That's very, very good. Blake Cederlin has a 5.89 ERA in AA, which is not great for him. He has 17 saves, though. He's only blown 2 saves, so I guess that's pretty respectable for him. We'll take that. Jacob Stallings is batting 242. John Ryan Murphy, not much better there. Andy Rodriguez is still in single A. He's not quite ready to come up to double A yet at only a 58 overall. First basemen, we have Colin Moran at a 2.73 with 12 home runs, and Todd Frazier with 2.62 at 6 home runs. Both of them could be pretty decent trade pieces at this point. I'm more likely to trade Todd Frazier than Colin Moran just because we don't have really anyone ready to come up to help Colin Moran out. Will Craig's 300 down in AAA, which you love to see. And then Mason Martin's hitting 262 with 5 home runs in AA, which I also love as well. At second base, you have Adam Frazier. He's hitting 265. He's going to be the big trade before the trade deadline. I'm going to tell you guys right now, we're going to try to ship off Adam Frazier, and then we'll bring up Kevin Kramer to take over the second base slot at the major league level. Nick Gonzalez is only hitting 200 in AA. That is not great for him. And Al Mice, 195 there. Third base, Ke'Bryan Hayes is batting 256 at the major leagues, only 5 home runs. We need a little bit more production out of him. Hopefully he can really turn it on in the second half of the season. Phillip Evans is 216, not great there either. There's not a whole lot to look at here down the third base line, I guess you should say. Alexander Mojica, though, if you guys haven't checked him out, he's absolutely cruising the ball in real life. He hits some massive bombs, so he could be a nice piece. He might be one that I would consider moving over to first base, actually, since we're thin there at prospects. Shortstops, we got Eric Gonzalez and Kevin Newman. Kevin Newman hitting 294 could be a potential trade piece as well. Eric Gonzalez, 219. We're not going to get anything for him. Cole Tucker's 264 in AAA. Leover Peguero's 243 with Ji-Hwan Bae hitting 310 in AA. Ji-Hwan looking very, very good there. In left field, we have Brian Reynolds. He's only hitting 264 on the season. I need him to come on strong here. He's a big part of the rebuild. Need him to show up. 249 for Troy Stokes. Chris Sharp, 284. And then center fielders, we have Dustin Fowler at 191 average. That's very much looks like the real life center fielders for Pittsburgh. 226 for Anthony Alford in AAA. Jared Oliva, 236. Good Lord, that is a struggle. But we do have Travis Swaggerty down in AA. He's only hitting 217. Need him to come on as well. Gregory Polanco is actually playing very well. 271 average is very, very good for Gregory Polanco. So, you know, maybe he might be one we were looking to trade as well. O'Neal Cruz hitting 272 with 9 home runs in AAA. I don't know if he's quite ready to come up yet, but maybe he might be a September call-up. We will see. We're going to have to bring someone up in the short term if and when we trade Gregory Polanco. It might just be Tom, honestly. We might just let him roll there. So overall, that's how we look. It's not a surprise. The Pirates are really, really struggling in this year one, but the minor leagues are plentiful. They have plentiful talent, so we'll see how it goes. The last thing I wanted to look at before we end this video is a quick check on the standings at the halfway point. In the NL Central, we have the Brewers with the Cubs 8 games back, the Cardinals 9 games back, Reds 9.5 back, Pirates 10 back. All 4 of the teams, except for the Brewers, are under 500. Not great. The National League West is Dodgers, just absolutely killing it at 53-27. The Padres are 11 back, Giants 12.5 back. The Padres need to come on. They're only 4 games above 500 at the halfway point. That's interesting. The wild card is Nationals and Padres currently with the Braves, Giants, and Rockies. Just right there. In the NL East, we have the Mets leading the division. The Nats are 3 back. The Braves are 5.5 back. And then the Phillies and Marlins are really struggling to do anything. In the AL East, we have the Blue Jays, 53-26. That's impressive for them, with the Yankees 4.5 back, and then everyone else 15 plus back in the division already. The Twins and Indians are leading the AL Central, which is kind of a surprise with the Tigers coming in at 9.5. No idea what's going on with the Chicago White Sox at 37 and 44 so far. Not great there. And then finally, the AL West. The Astros, big time leaders over the Rangers, Athletics, Angels, and Mariners. Once again, 3 teams close to 500 in the division, with the Astros being, I guess, way over 500. But Rangers, Athletics, close to 500. Wild card is Yankees, Indians, with the Rangers and Athletics 5 and 6 back. So overall, that's what we're looking at in a halfway point at year 1. The MLB draft ended up going really well for us. I like how the picks ended up. Number 1 overall pick is Kumar Rocker. Like I said, we're going to be turning our first overall pick into Kumar Rocker. I'm very, very happy with how my first player draft in this rebuild went. Hopefully it sets us up for success year 2, 3, 4, and farther down the line. You guys will be here to watch it all. The MLB has been kind of interesting, like I showed you guys so far. Some of the teams that are being very successful you'd expect, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, some of the other ones. The White Sox and the Braves struggling is kind of a shocker. And then the NL Central being a blowout for the Brewers is very, very unexpected. But I've had a lot of fun with this so far. Like I said in my last video, this is going to be a YouTube-only series moving forward. I just think it makes more sense to keep the narrative elements and get to enjoy those with you guys here, rather than streaming it on my Twitch and then trying to bring it over to YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop it a like. I very, very much appreciate all the likes on the videos. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We do both Diamond Dynasty content and franchise content, and then when Madden comes out, we'll be doing franchises over on Madden as well here on the YouTube. I also stream Monday through Thursday over on my Twitch channel. My Twitch link is in the description down below. Feel free to check that out. And then feel free to follow me over on all of my other social medias as well, including TikTok, where we're about to hit 40,000 followers, and my Twitter, which is over 1,000 followers now, which is very much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for that. I've had a lot of fun with this series. We're going to keep it going. Expect another 1 to 2 videos per week. That's kind of the expectation moving forward. I appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video. We will see you guys soon. Stay safe out there. Peace.